I recently traded in this brand new LEGO Star Wars C-3PO set for this old Operator set from 2007. I didn't get this because it was nostalgic or was something I always wanted as a kid and never got. And it's not because it's expensive or rare. So why did I even get this set? Well, let's just look at it first. Just by looking at the instructions, they definitely have this old 2000s underwater sea look to them. And on the back, it shows all the other Operator sets, which are pretty cool, but out of all of them, I think this one's my favorite. And on the inside the instructions, they show these early 2000s LEGO Shop at Home catalogs and the really old LEGO website. I guess the last interesting thing in these instructions are the pages, which makes it look like you're building the LEGO set underwater. The minifigures in this set are pretty generic. I do like the scuba suits though, they have a pretty decent color scheme to them. And all the scuba stuff that this guy comes with, like the air tank, the goggles, and the flippers, that all comes later in this set with the other guy as well. But they just look like LEGO City minifigures to me, not really anything super special. There's a whole ton of side builds in this set. Looks like the Sea Glider from Subnautica. It has these two harpoons and this decent printed piece. Not a whole ton going for it, but it is a decent simple build. And then after that, we got the crab, or the crab crusher. This thing is giant, I guess. It does really look like a crab, like the actual profile of this thing really does get that crab shape. Since I got this set used, it didn't come with any of the bags, so I had to find each individual little black thing to build all the legs, and that took a very long time, but this build itself just seemed like a whole set. And one thing I don't really like is that the crab pincers can't really hold any of the minifigures, they just kind of slide off since it's all flat. They also could have done a better job designing the eyes. The two red studs are really just way too small and don't really do it. Other than that, this is actually a very solid build. The last side build that comes with this set, which is definitely my favorite one, is this rock that has this seaweed and this skeleton and this barrel. This is my first time getting the LEGO chrome gold pieces, which look so cool. And then they also got this super old skeleton, which is definitely better than the newer ones, I think. And they also got this little seaweed piece, which is in this dark green kind of see-through color, which is mostly seen in the LEGO SpongeBob sets. Definitely will be repurposing that one for some SpongeBob mocks in the future. But anyways, with all that being said, all these small builds could just make one giant set. And the main thing for this build is this giant submarine. And it took a very long time to make this because of all the brick building you actually have to do in this set, which sounds weird to say because you would think all LEGO sets are like that. I basically just had to make a giant rectangle out of pure yellow LEGO bricks, no plates or anything like that, which made the build very heavy, but it really did make it feel like I was actually building something. Maybe I just build a lot of LEGO Star Wars sets, so I'm just used to it being mostly plated, but this to me felt like a really true classic LEGO set. Mostly 2x4s and 2x2s and just the classic LEGO parts you would normally find in a LEGO bin. This set basically has every single one of those pieces. On the front over here, it shows this sticker design, which is actually a clear sticker. You would think it's a yellow sticker, but it's actually just a clear sticker with a black print on it. I've heard a lot of people say the reason why they don't do this anymore is because it caused air bubbles, and I have yet to see that, and this is my second set with these clear stickers on it. You got these little torpedo spear things on the side over here that don't really shoot out. I guess you would just have to use your imagination for that. Not sure why they didn't do any flick fire missiles for this, since it kind of would have made sense to put it on here, but maybe they just decided to skip on that and add this giant LEGO missile on here. Pretty well hidden with the switch being on the top. If there was any LEGO set that had this in it, it was a huge highlight for me as a kid. Not sure if this is an actual feature or not, but you can open the hood of this thing, and there is some space to put a minifigure in there, but it is kind of hard to since the spring-loaded shooter is in there, and if you have the thing loaded, it is just gonna shoot off really easily. They did a really good job detailing this set. I guess this thing up here is supposed to be some harpoon launcher, and they really did a good job designing this thing. I really like the chrome pieces that they used. You also got these flex tubes and this little propeller thing on the front, and there's also supposed to be two propellers on here. I mean, you could see it's missing. I probably just lost it when it broke in the car, but I sadly don't have a replacement piece for this. I might go out and buy one, but I don't really care about it too much, and it's not something you're ever gonna see. Anyways, the other side is essentially the same. The only difference is that there's a green stud on here instead of there being a red one. And the sticker details on here are super cool, especially this one where it says open, where you put your finger on here and it actually opens the inside of the sub. I mean, this one is just super cool. But yeah, you can open the sub like that, and you can also take off this top part, and that's basically how you get full access to the inside of this thing. First thing in here is this control panel, which actually shows the other sets that you could get in the Aqua Raiders theme, which is pretty cool. But there's nothing really much on here. You got this coffee mug and these lights, but it's a pretty decently built area where the pilot could just man the sub. You can also just sit the minifigure down in this chair, giving him the full pilot experience, and it does look pretty cool. It just feels like a really full build. They didn't really leave anything out. Anyways, you got some decent walking room for your minifigures in this set. On the left side over here, you got these flippers, and then on this peg is supposed to be the oxygen tank, but for some reason it was in the engine room, which I'll just show right here. But yeah, on the back, you lift up this thing, and it shows the engine, which is like your typically built LEGO engine, but I'm surprised that they even put in this detail for a playset. And you also got these tools in the back, like this jackhammer and this harpoon, and there's also the helmet back there as well. I mean, the amount of stuff that they put inside this set is crazy. I mean, you have so many tools, details, space for your minifigures. I mean, this just really feels like a really fully fleshed out interior. They didn't leave a single thing out. And this space inside here just really feels like they really wanted to put as much stuff in here as possible. Compare this to modern LEGO sets. I mean, the difference is just absolutely insane. You can even stand up the minifigure and close up the whole thing. everything. But that's the whole sub, which is a very solid build. But there is one more thing which I did not show, which is on the top of the build over here, which is again super detailed. But on the back over here, you open up this little hatch and that'll reveal this little Seabot. Or I guess his name is Sub2, but I'm calling him Seabot. But yeah, this guy looks super cool. He reminds me of Wally a little bit, but he just kind of goes around and explores the little areas minifigures can't go into, and he probably just does some research things. I mean, this set was essentially complete. I mean, they did not have to include this thing, but they did it anyways, which is super cool. I mean, the sub alone, it's its own Lego set, and the fact that they included the crab and all these little mini builds, this really just feels like multiple Lego sets combined into one set. I mean, the amount of value you get for this thing is insane. And this is a really common thing with a lot of the older Lego sets, especially from the early 2000s and like later 2000s, from like 2008 to 2010. It's just they just included so much extra things in the Lego sets to make your own story, and they really encouraged imaginative play with a lot of the older Lego sets. Really do not see any Lego sets like this anymore. I mean, compare this set to the Lego set I traded this in for, which is just a stand-up C-3PO, which you could do nothing but just stand up and move its arms around a little bit. I mean, that's just a different type of Lego set because it's geared towards a different type of audience, and I understand that, but I really miss when Lego used to do stuff like this. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter too much because there's so much stuff that I didn't get as a kid, which I could buy now, which I could explore into, I guess, but still. So maybe now you understand a little bit to why I traded in that brand new Lego set for this old crusty Lego set, which is still pretty good. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys for being patient. I know I haven't uploaded in a very long time. I want to be more consistent with uploads, but yeah, just got busy, but hopefully videos will be returning soon. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.